Microorganisms, friends and foe. Introduction. Many living organisms are present in soil, water, air around us. Some of these organisms are so small that we cannot see them with naked eye. We need a magnifying instrument called microscope to see these extremely small organisms are known as microorganisms. Micro equals to extremely small. We can now say that those organisms which are too small and cannot be seen without a microscope are called microorganisms or microbes. Thus, microorganisms cannot be seen with naked eye. Though we cannot see the microorganisms around us, we become aware of the presence of microorganisms through their actions like spoiling our food and causing diseases. The microorganisms, like certain bacteria and fungi, spoil our food. The microorganisms also cause diseases in humans, animals, and plants. The diseases like common cold, malaria, skin infections, typhoid, tuberculosis, tetanus, cholera, measles, chickenpox, smallpox, and AIDS, etc. are all caused by the action of various types of microorganisms. Some of the microorganisms grow on our food and cause food poisoning. Some of the microorganisms are also useful to us. For example, the microorganisms like certain bacteria help in making food products such as curd and cheese. Microorganisms are also useful in making bread, cakes, pastries, alcohol, acetic acid, vinegar, and medicines called antibiotics. Some microorganisms decompose the organic waste of dead plants and animals into simple substances and clean up the environment. They also help in recycling the materials like carbon and nitrogen in nature. Major groups of microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified into following major groups: bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and some fungi and algae. Microorganisms may be unicellular, single-celled, or multicellular, many-celled. Bacteria. Bacteria are very small, single-celled microorganisms which have cell walls but do not have an organized nucleus and other structures. Bacteria are found in large numbers everywhere: in air, soil and water, every surface around us, on our bodies, and even inside our bodies. Bacteria are larger than virus. Bacteria feed, move, and respire, as well as reproduce on their own. There are mainly 4 groups of bacteria on the basis of their shape: spherical bacteria, rod-shaped bacteria, and spiral bacteria, comma-shaped bacteria. The 2 common examples of bacteria are lactobacillus bacteria and rhizobium bacteria. Some of the bacteria are useful and help in making foods like curd, nitrogen fixation, and decomposition of waste organic matter. On the other hand, some of the bacteria cause diseases. Some of the human diseases caused by bacteria are cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, TB, diphtheria, whooping cough, and food poisoning. Viruses. Viruses are the smallest microorganisms which can develop only inside the cells of the host organisms, which may be animal, plant, or bacterium. Viruses are smaller than bacteria. Viruses do not show most of the characteristics of living things. For example, viruses do not respire, feed, grow, excrete, or move on their own. They just replicate to increase their population. Viruses are able to replicate if they enter a living cell and multiply only inside the cells of other organisms, such as animal cells, plant cells, or bacteria cells. As long as viruses are outside the living cells, they behave as non-living things. But as soon as the viruses enter the living cells of other organisms, they start behaving as living things by carrying out the process of replication. Due to this reason, viruses are said to lie on the borderline between the living things from non-living things. Viruses are the agents of disease. Viruses cause a variety of diseases in human beings, other animals, and plants. The human diseases such as common cold, influenza, flu, measles, polio, chickenpox, and smallpox are all caused by viruses. The 2 examples of viruses are common cold virus and human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. Common cold virus causes common cold disease, whereas HIV causes AIDS disease. AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. Diseases caused by virus or viral diseases cannot be treated with antibiotics. Protozoa. Protozoa are a group of single-celled microorganisms which are classified as animals. Protozoa are animal-like, just as algae are plant-like. Protozoa are found in ponds, lakes, dirty water drains, rivers, seawater, and damp soil. Some common examples of protozoa are amoeba, paramecium, entamoeba, and plasmodium. Many protozoa are parasites and cause diseases. Diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa. For example, entamoeba is a protozoan which causes a disease known as amoebic dysentery. Plasmodium is a protozoan which causes a disease called malaria in humans. Plasmodium is commonly known as malarial parasite, MP. Algae. Algae is a large group of simple, plant-like organisms. They contain chlorophyll and produce food by photosynthesis, just like plants. Algae differ from plants because they do not have proper roots, stems, and leaves. Some of the examples of algae are Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, blue-green algae, diatoms, and seaweeds. Only some of the algae are unicellular. Most of the algae are multicellular. For example, Chlamydomonas and diatoms are single-celled algae, whereas blue-green algae and Spirogyra are multicellular algae. The blue-green algae have the ability to fix nitrogen gas of atmosphere. Fungi. Fungi are a large group of organisms which do not have chlorophyll and do not photosynthesize. Some examples of fungi are yeast, molds such as bread mold, Penicillin, and Aspergillus, mushrooms, toadstools, and puffballs. All fungi except yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, are made up of fine threads called hyphae. Some fungi look like plants, but they cannot make their own food like the plants do. Fungi need moist and warm conditions to grow. Most of the fungi are saprophytes, which feed on dead things like remains of dead plants and animals. Some of the fungi are parasites. They feed on living things and cause diseases. A mold is a fur-like growth of minute fungi occurring on organic matter in moist and warm conditions. Some of the examples of mold fungi are Rhizopus, bread mold, Penicillium, and Aspergillus. The fungi like yeast and molds are very small in size and can be seen clearly only with a microscope. Thus, yeast and molds are the fungi which can be considered to be microorganisms. The fungi such as mushrooms, toadstools, and puffballs are bigger in size. Some of the human diseases caused by fungi are ringworm and athlete's foot. Where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms are found practically everywhere. They are found in air, soil, and water bodies like ponds, lakes, wells, rivers, and sea. Microorganisms can live and survive in almost all kinds of environment like hot springs, ice-cold waters, saline water, salty water, desert soil, or marshy land. They also occur in dead and decomposed organic matter, plant and animal matter. Microorganisms are present inside the human body and that of other animals. The microorganisms also live as parasites on other living things, including us. We can show the presence of microorganisms in soil and water by performing the following activities. Activity 1. Collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particles have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope. We will see tiny organisms moving around. This observation shows that soil contains microorganisms. Activity 2. Take a few drops of water from a pond. Spread this water on a clean glass slide and observe through a microscope. We will see some tiny organisms moving around. This observation shows that pond water contains microorganisms.